Hi, this is Paula Waterman.
And I'm Jim Matthews.
Coming at you from Castle Rock Mediation. We're here to answer some of your frequently asked questions. And one question we get a lot is, what is the cheapest way to get divorced?
But before we answer that, just want to remind you to like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, whatever it may be to this feed so you get more information down the road. And always want to remind you that even though we're sharing from our experience as mediators, we are not replacing, or are we, lawyers giving legal advice.
That's correct. So, Jim, what is like the cheapest, absolute cheapest way to get divorced in Colorado?
In Colorado, the cheapest way to do it is by yourself.
Correct.
And that's if you feel comfortable and confident enough to be able to fill out all the forms. And then it costs in Colorado $230 to file the fee, to file the forms. And that's your fee. Now there could be additional with if you have to have a quadro or some of the other things.
What's a quadro?
We have one of those videos on that already, but it's a qualified domestic relations order.
That's right.
Or if you have to do a parenting class, if you have children involved in the divorce.
Yeah, in Colorado, the age of emancipation is 19. So usually if you have kids under 19, you're going to be required to do a parenting class. It's called Parenting After Divorce, and it's about $60, right?
Sure.
And you can find that online.
If you can communicate well with your spouse, things can be done by yourself.
You can. I mean, all the forms are online. If you go to your county court website, you can download all the forms and all the instructions to do your own divorce, right? But really, most people can't do that.
It's a little confusing at
Well,
times.
and there's a lot of emotions involved, right? Usually. And sometimes people need a third-party neutral, right?
So if you're able to somewhat agree, but you can't agree on every area, whether it's something with finances or maybe it's with your assets, or parenting and things, then a third-party neutral comes in, and that's mediation. And that's one of the things we do. Is probably your next cheapest way to go is mediation, because the overall fees are considerably less than the most expensive, which is usually when there's high conflict, or you can't come to agreement, or there's very intricate financial situations
like
that
several
attorneys need to address. And that typically is, unfortunately, the most expensive. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just it takes a lot sometimes for that, and that can sometimes be $20,000 to $30,000
per person.
Per person.
Many lawyers charge between $250 anywhere up to $450, $500 an hour, and they require a retainer where you pay like $5,000 up front, and then they just kind of charge against that till it runs out, and then they want more money, right? We charge $180 an hour, and a lot of times we can get mediations done in between 2 and 6 hours, I would say.
Again, it depends on how much agreement there is, or the willingness to really communicate and come to a compromise.
Yeah, and I've done it in as short as 2 hours. Got all the paperwork for people, handed it to them, and they're out the door. Other people, they need time to kind of process, and they might come back to us 1 or 2 times, to kind of, like I said, process through what they want and what they can live with, kind of thing. So for us, because we're mediators, we think mediation's a really good solution. If you cannot fill out the paperwork yourself, or maybe you can't communicate with your spouse or come to an agreement, a mediator is a really good alternative to a lawyer if you don't have a super complicated or high conflict case, and we can help you with the paperwork, turn it in, and move on.
Absolutely. Just want to say, if you have any questions, we do offer a free 15-minute consultation just to answer any of your basic questions about mediation or the process, to help you decide which way to go. Or if you make comments on the page, we'll respond to those as well. We look forward to connecting with you and helping you out in this situation.
Have a great day.